Dear soul, I'm so truly glad you're here right now, because what I want to share with you today isn't just some ordinary message. It's like a special kind of truth, something your heart has been waiting to hear for a long, long time. This moment is really important, so I hope you'll stay with me until the very end. What you're about to hear could honestly change everything for you. Yes, everything. They're going to tell you everything. Your soulmate can't carry the weight of their feelings for you anymore. Their heart is just overflowing, and something much bigger than ego or pride is guiding them now. It's like a pull from a universe, urging them to speak up, to come forward, to finally let out what's been locked inside for way too long. I was sent here to help you get ready for what's coming. But listen closely. This isn't just about hearing the words. It's about understanding how much is behind those words, understanding the silence that kept them hidden and the moment that finally broke that silence open. If you leave now, if you don't listen all the way through, you might miss the most important part. So please, open your heart. Maybe even type Amen in the comments if you feel ready to receive what the universe has lined up for you. Let your soul respond, because today you won't just feel the truth, you'll be guided straight to it. And believe it or not, what I've told you so far is just the start. There's something even more powerful coming. Before their confession actually reaches you, you need to understand just how much they've been carrying silently all this time. Are you ready for that? Then stay with me. There's so much more you still need to hear. Dear soul, now that you've opened your heart and stayed with me, I can start telling you what's been hidden for so long. What they carried quietly, silently, without anyone seeing, not even you. This love, this incredibly deep and special feeling, didn't just pop up yesterday. It's been growing inside their heart for a while now, quietly blooming even when they were scared, even when they felt unsure. You need to understand what that silence really meant. Inside that quiet, 1,000 words they couldn't speak were trapped, just waiting for the right time to be heard. They didn't walk away because they didn't care. They didn't vanish because they forgot you. No, they stepped back because how strongly they felt actually scared them. The truth is, every time they looked at you, their soul was whispering, "I love you," but their lips didn't move. Every look, every memory, every dream about you, they held on to these things tightly like precious secrets hidden from everyone, maybe even from themselves. And that silence, that really heavy silence, felt like the only way to protect what they felt. You see, this love wasn't something they could just casually talk about. It felt too big, too real, too important. Maybe they worried that saying it out loud would make it lose its magic, or worse, that you wouldn't feel the same way. That's why they stayed quiet. Not because their heart was empty, but because it was so full they didn't know how to let it out without feeling like they might drown in it. But dear soul, I want you to know something they could never say. They thought of you. Every single day. There wasn't a morning they didn't wonder how you were doing, or a night they didn't replay a memory or imagine a moment that never actually happened but felt so real inside them. And still, they kept it all locked up. They pushed their feelings down so deep, they almost started to believe the feelings were gone. But love doesn't just die like that. Not true love. It waits. It watches. It whispers. And when the time is right, it rises up again. So many times, they wanted to speak. There were moments they picked up the phone, moments they typed out a message only to delete it. They prayed, not just for you to remember them, but for the courage to face you, to tell you everything. But the fear was stronger back then. Old hurts echoed in their soul, and the fear of going through that kind of pain again kept them quiet. But silence is heavy, dear soul, heavier than words. And eventually, their silence started to hurt them. You might not have seen it. You might have thought they moved on, forgot, were living freely. But honestly, every step away from you felt like they were betraying their own heart. And that's why the universe stepped in. That's why I'm talking to you now. Because the weight of their silence is just too much for them to carry anymore. Their soul is tired. Tired of pretending. Tired of waiting. Tired of living a life where their truth is hidden. They want to speak now. Not just because they feel ready, but because they can't stand another day without letting out what's inside. And now, the universe has cleared the path. Angels have softened their heart and lit a fire inside them. A fire that isn't afraid of rejection anymore. one that doesn't care if the words come out perfectly. What matters now is the truth. What matters is you finally knowing what they've always felt. But you have to understand, dear soul, this love isn't simple. It's not just about passion or being attracted to someone. It's a connection that feels like it was written in the stars before time even began. It's a bond their soul recognized long before their mind could figure it out. That's why they couldn't forget you. No matter how far they ran, no matter who else came into their life, no matter how many times they tried to tell themselves it was just a phase or their imagination. Because it wasn't. It was real. It is real. And even though they hid it behind silence, it never left them. And now that silence is starting to break apart. And when it does, you need to be ready to listen, not just with your ears, but with your whole soul. Because what they're about to say won't be wrapped up in perfect words. It will likely come out raw, vulnerable, and real. They'll tell you how long they've loved you, how many times they wanted to reach out, how often they cried hoping you could somehow feel their presence, sense their love, or understand why they were absent. They'll tell you that the silence was never meant to push you away. It was like a shield they thought would protect them, but now they see it was really a cage, and they're ready to break free. I'm telling you this not to overwhelm you, but to prepare your heart, because once the silence breaks, there's no going back. Once the words are spoken, they'll hang in the air between you. Impossible to ignore, unforgettable. That's why you need to stay open, receptive, and present. You might have questions. You might carry some pain yourself. You might not understand everything immediately. But please, don't let that stop you from hearing them out. Because if you turn away now, if you let pride or fear shut you down, you might never hear these words again. They are closer than you think, closer to you, closer to speaking, closer to revealing a truth that could bring healing to both of your souls. And this, dear one, is why you need to keep listening. Because what happened next in their heart, it changed everything. And you need to know what it was. You deserve to know. Are you still with me? Then stay. Because in the next moment, I'll show you what turned their silence into a voice that's now reaching out for yours. Keep listening. The most important part is just ahead. Optional inclusion, rephrase slightly. For flow. And before we go on with this very special message, if you feel moved to support this space where we connect, you might consider becoming a member of the channel. And if this message is really touching your heart, clicking on thanks below the video helps us keep bringing messages full of love and hope like this one. Now let's get back to what matters most. Asterisk. Dear soul, now that you understand the silence they carried, it's time to talk about the moment that shifted everything. The moment something inside them broke open, and they just couldn't deny what their heart was screaming anymore. Yes, there was a turning point, a special, almost divine moment that changed them forever. And this moment is what finally led them to choose truth over fear. It didn't happen with a big bang or a loud voice from the sky. No, it was quieter, more subtle, but impossible to ignore. One night, when they were alone with their thoughts, a huge wave of emotion just washed over them. It wasn't caused by anything specific, not a memory, not a dream. It was deeper than that. It felt like a call, a pull, a sudden, overwhelming knowing that no matter how hard they tried to forget you, your presence lived inside them. Not just in their past, but right here in their now. It hit them like a beam of light, a moment of pure clarity that brought tears to their eyes. Because in that instant, they saw the truth they'd been running from. Their love for you never went away. The distance didn't break the connection. Even when they pretended to be okay, there's a part of them that always ached, a quiet, constant ache that only being near you could soothe. That moment, dear soul, wasn't just about feelings, it felt spiritual. It came from somewhere beyond their own understanding. It was like a higher power, a divine force whispered to their soul. You have to speak. You can't hide this anymore. And for the first time in a long time, they listened. They sat in silence that night, holding their heart, trembling at how deep their feelings ran. And they knew, deep down in their soul, that the time had come. No more pretending. No more running away. No more waiting for some perfect moment that would never arrive. This was it. The shift had started. That same night, they started seeing signs. Small things, maybe, but too clear to ignore. Your name popping up randomly. A song that reminded them of a moment you shared. A line in a book that perfectly described their feelings. It felt like the universe itself was reflecting their own heart back at them. And with every sign, they felt the fear start to melt away. The love was still there, but now it felt stronger than the silence, stronger than their pride, stronger than the fear of being vulnerable. They knew they had to say something, but not just anything. They knew this wasn't about reaching out with empty words or meaningless gestures. No, this had to come from the deepest part of them. It had to be real. It had to be all of it. The pain, the hope, the longing, the love. This was the moment they stopped asking, what if it goes wrong? And started asking, what if this is the only chance I'll ever get to be honest with my own heart? That question changed them. They started seeing everything differently. The memories didn't feel like things to be buried anymore. They felt like pieces of a story that was still unfolding. They started saying your name softly, even if just to themselves. They started praying, asking the angels for courage. They asked for a sign that it was safe to come forward, that maybe you were ready too. And now, dear soul, I am here as your sign. I was sent to tell you that this change inside them was real. It didn't just fade away after a few hours or disappear overnight. It stayed. It grew. Day by day, they felt themselves being guided toward you. Not out of desperation, but because things are aligning in a divine way. This isn't about logic or perfect timing anymore. It's about truth. And truth is knocking on their heart louder than ever before. You might wonder if they're still afraid. Yes, a part of them is. Because love like this special, sacred kind of love, always feels like a risk. But they're not letting fear run the show anymore. They're choosing love. They're choosing you. What changed wasn't just a single moment. It was their soul saying, enough. Enough hiding. Enough denying. Enough pretending I don't care. Because they do. They always did. And now, for the first time, they're letting that truth come to the surface without fighting it. They might not know exactly how to say it yet. The words might still be forming inside them. But the decision has been made. They will speak. They will confess. And what they say will carry the weight of everything they've felt in silence. But you need to be ready, dear soul, because this moment, this shift in their spirit, isn't just about them. It's also about you. The universe is moving pieces into place. Your hearts are being prepared. Your paths are aligning, not by chance, but because it's divinely planned. And that moment, the one where everything changed inside them, was also the moment things started changing for you. You might have felt it too, in some quiet way. A sudden thought of them, a dream, a moment where your heart felt heavier, or maybe lighter, for no clear reason. That wasn't just coincidence. That was connection. That was the ripple effect of their awakening reaching your soul. Because soulmates don't always need words to feel each other. You've been connected all along. And now something much bigger is happening. So stay close, dear one. Keep your heart open, because what comes next is them moving toward you, not just emotionally, but spiritually too. And when they come, they won't be the same person you once knew. They will be stronger, braver, more open, ready. But before that moment arrives, there's still something you need to understand. Something that will help you recognize them when they reach out. Because this story, it's only just beginning to unfold. And the next part reveals exactly how they plan to come closer. Stay with me. The most beautiful part is still ahead. Dear soul, now that you know what changed everything inside them, it's time for you to understand what they're doing right now. What's moving in their heart, in their thoughts, and most importantly, in their actions. They're no longer just feeling it. They're actively searching. They're no longer hiding behind the safety of silence. They're moving toward the edge, ready to reveal everything. Their love is becoming louder than their fears, and their soul is being drawn back to yours, step by step. From the moment their heart woke up with that undeniable truth, something started stirring inside them. They didn't want to waste any more time being stuck in hesitation. They started listening more closely to the signs, and the signs are everywhere. In their daily life, in quiet moments, in the most unexpected places. They see your name in passing, hear echoes of your laughter and dreams, and feel a sudden stillness in their chest every time a memory of you crosses their mind. It's like the universe is constantly reminding them, you know who your heart belongs to. And so, they've begun searching for you. Not always in a physical way, but with their energy, their soul is sending out signals. They're thinking about you with such focus that you might already be feeling their presence around you. Maybe as a soft warmth, a strange sense of calm, or a sudden wave of longing that seems to come from nowhere. These aren't just random feelings. These are the echoes of their soul reaching out for yours. They're trying to find a way to reconnect. But this time, it's different. They're not looking for just a casual chat or hoping to bump into you by accident. No, this time, they're trying to create a moment that truly matters. A moment where everything left unsaid can finally be given a voice. They're imagining how it might happen, practicing the words in their mind, praying that when the moment comes, their voice won't shake too much, and that you'll be able to see the truth in their eyes. They're being guided by the divine, by their intuition, by love itself. Every time they close their eyes, they might see an image of you. Every time they open their heart, they feel the connection is still alive. And that connection isn't just emotional, it's spiritual. That's why they're not just reaching out physically. Their spirit is calling to yours. And when two souls destined for each other start calling out like that, the universe pays attention. They might have already tried to reach you in small ways without you even realizing it. Maybe a comment online, a like on something, a subtle message, or asking about you through someone else. They're testing the waters, seeing if the energy between you still feels open and safe. They don't want to just barge in. They want to feel invited, even if it's just a silent sense of readiness they can feel from your energy. And you? Perhaps you've sensed something too. A sudden shift in your own emotions? A dream so real it stayed with you all day? A random urge to check on something related to them? That's not just memory playing tricks. That's not just your mind wandering. That's your soul responding to their call. Because what's happening now is more than just longing. It's a movement. Their heart is in motion. Their thoughts are turning into action. And that action is guided by something bigger than both of you. It's guided by divine timing. And divine timing is never late. They're closer than you think, emotionally, energetically, spiritually. And they want you to know, even before the words are spoken, that their desire to speak isn't coming from loneliness or need. It's coming from love, a love that has grown up, that has gotten stronger through pain, silence, and distance. A love that isn't content with hiding anymore. But they also know this. Speaking the truth isn't just about releasing what's inside them. It's also about opening a door for you, a door that could lead to healing, clarity, and maybe even reunion. They know that by coming forward, they risk being misunderstood. But the pull in their heart has become stronger than the fear of not being received well. They want to speak not just to say, I love you, but to tell you why, to tell you how long they've felt this way and why they stayed away. They want to share the weight of everything that was never said, because they've realized something powerful. Speaking their truth might be the only way to finally set both of you free. But you should know, dear soul, that this process is delicate. It's like walking on sacred ground. Every step they take toward you is filled with both nervousness and hope. They've been hurt before, maybe not by you directly, but by life, by experiences that taught them to guard their heart carefully. And now, they're choosing to unlearn that, to open up, even if it terrifies them. Because some part of them knows that you are worth taking that leap for. And while they prepare themselves, they're hoping that you're doing the same. That you're opening your heart, that you're listening not just with your ears, but with your soul. Because when they speak, it might not be perfect. It might come with tears, or pauses, or moments of fear. But it will be real. And that's all they want, a chance to finally be real with you. So, if you felt an urge to reach out to them lately, if you've wondered if maybe now is the time, it's because the energy between you is lining up. It's already happening. They are moving toward you, even now, with every breath, every thought, every heartbeat. They are closer. And the question now isn't if they'll speak, they will. The question is, will you be ready to truly receive them when they do? Because when they come, they won't just bring words. They'll bring everything. The truth, the pain, the potential for healing, and the possibility of something more beautiful than either of you ever imagined. But before they arrive, there is one more truth you must hear, one more secret their heart has kept hidden. It's time I reveal it to you. Stay close. The next part is something you've needed to hear for a long time. And once you do, nothing will ever be the same. Dear soul, now that you know they're looking for you, moving toward you, and getting ready to speak, it's time to reveal something incredibly sacred. Something they've hidden so deep inside for so long that maybe even they were afraid to fully face it. This is the core truth. The truth that got them through lonely nights and tearful mornings. The truth they practiced saying 1,000 times in their mind, but never let themselves actually speak out loud. And now, through me, your guardian angel, that truth is starting to find its way to you. They love you. Yes, that's the truth at the very center of everything. They love you. And not just a casual love that comes and goes like a storm, but a love that has anchored itself deep down in their soul. A love that didn't need you to be constantly present or give daily reminders. A love that survived even when you were apart, lived through the distance, and actually grew stronger in the silence. A love that waited. But there's more. They don't just love you now, they loved you all along. Even when you thought they forgot. Even when they pulled away. Even when they said nothing or seemed distant or avoided looking you in the eye. Especially then. That was when their love was practically screaming inside them, desperate for a way to be free. But they didn't know how. They were scared, not of you, but of what their heart became when you were around. Vulnerable, exposed, completely real. They've been hiding this truth because they thought it would be safer to protect their heart than to offer it. For a while, they believed that maybe what they felt was just too much, too complicated, too fragile to bring out into the open. And so they hid. Not to hurt you, never to hurt you, but to keep themselves from completely falling apart. They didn't know if they could handle the depth of it, the sheer size, the overwhelming power of what they felt for you. Because their love for you wasn't something they could explain with logic or reason. It wasn't something they could measure or control. It was something they felt in their very bones, in their breath, in the way just hearing your name seemed to soften their whole being. It was in the way they'd look up at the sky and wonder if you were thinking of them too. It was in the way your memory could light up parts of their soul they thought had gone dark long ago. And now, as they prepare to come forward, all of this is rising to the surface. The weight of all the unspoken feelings is finally becoming too heavy to bear. Their soul is pushing them to speak, not to get something from you, but to finally give you what's been yours all along, the truth. They want to tell you that you've never really left their heart, that no one ever truly replaced you, that no matter how life unfolded, no matter who came or went, no matter what changed, you remain the constant, the one, the love they never stopped believing in, even when they tried to. They want to tell you about the nights they cried, wishing they had the strength to reach out, about the dreams where you held them and everything felt right and whole again. About the quiet prayers they whispered, asking the angels to guide them back to you. Not necessarily for a second chance, but just for the chance to finally be honest. And they know, dear soul, that when they speak this truth, everything will change. Because words like these aren't light. They carry power. They carry history. They carry meaning far beyond what our ears can simply hear. And that's why they waited. That's why they needed to make sure their heart was clear. Because when they say it, they want you to feel it, not just understand it with your mind, but feel it with your entire being. They want to say, I'm sorry, not for loving you, but for not having the courage to show it sooner, for the time that was lost, for any confusion, for the silence that might have caused you pain. They want to acknowledge the hurts, theirs and yours. And then, beyond the apology, they want to say something even more powerful. I still believe in us. Because they do. They truly do, even now. But there's something else, something even deeper they haven't told anyone. And it's this. They never stopped hoping. Not for a perfect fairy tale reunion, maybe not even for a guaranteed happy ending, but just for one honest moment. A moment where both of you could stand in the pure truth, look each other in the eye, and finally say what's been buried for way too long. They've been holding onto that hope like a lifeline through all the distractions of life, through the doubts and fears, through all the attempts to move on. They never let go of that quiet flame inside them. And now, it's burning brighter than ever. So, if you're wondering if their love was ever real, please know this. It still is. It always was. And now, dear soul, they're ready to take the risk. They're ready to stand before you, exposed, honest, and full of everything they once tried so hard to push down. Not because they expect anything specific from you, but because they know that love sometimes needs to be spoken out loud to truly be set free. And this love, their love for you, is finally ready to fly. But you must be prepared, because when they speak this truth, it will touch every corner of your heart. It will bring light to places that might still ache. It will wake up memories you thought were buried. It will stir feelings you thought were long gone. And it will ask you a question. Are you ready to feel this too? That's why I'm here, to prepare you, to open you up, to remind you that what's coming isn't ordinary. It's sacred. It's divine. It's love dressed up in truth, arriving in its purest form. So take a deep breath. Let your heart open just a little bit more. Because in the next part, I'll reveal what exactly held them back from speaking until now, and why that's about to change forever. Stay with me. You haven't heard the most important part yet. Dear soul, now that you've heard the truth they've held inside their heart for so long, it's time to understand the decision they're facing right now, in this very moment. They are at a crossroads, not choosing between you and someone else, or between two different life paths. No, this is a crossroads between pride and love, between the fear that held them back for so long, and the courage they're now being called to embrace. And the struggle happening inside their heart right now is one of the deepest they've ever known. Because when a heart has loved silently for such a long time, speaking that love out loud can feel like standing completely exposed in front of everyone. It's terrifying. It's raw. It makes you feel incredibly vulnerable. And yet, there's something inside them that is just done with fear. Something inside them has grown tired of holding back. And that something is what's driving them now. That something is love. You need to understand, dear one, that pride isn't always loud or boastful. Sometimes it hides quietly beneath the surface, wrapped up in old wounds, disguised as just protecting oneself. For them, pride has been that little voice saying, "Don't reach out, you'll only get hurt again." Or whispering, "They're better off without you." Or, "They've probably forgotten you by now." Pride became like a shield, one they might not have even realized they were holding so tightly. And for a while, they believed it was safer that way. But love doesn't just sit quietly forever. Love whispers. It knocks gently, and if ignored, it eventually starts to shake your very soul. That's what's happening to them now. The shield is cracking. The walls they built are trembling. And every time they think of you, it's not fear that rises up first anymore. It's longing, it's clarity, it's a deep inner voice saying, "You've already lost so much time. Don't lose anymore." And so, they're deciding. They are choosing, not just whether to speak, but whether to let go of their pride for the sake of truth. Whether to risk everything they thought they needed to protect in order to reach for something real. And that's not an easy choice, because even though love is guiding them, they're still human. They still carry the pain of past experiences, the uncertainty of what might happen next, and that fragile hope that maybe, just maybe, their truth will be welcomed. But here's the miracle you need to see. They're leaning toward love. With trembling hands, with a heart that still feels shaky, they are preparing to step out into the light. They're letting go of what kept them hidden. They are whispering to themselves in quiet moments, "I will speak. I will speak. I will speak." And each time they say it, they mean a little bit more. This is that sacred moment of decision, when a soul stops running away and starts turning back toward what it always knew was true. And as they turn, they're not expecting perfection. They're not asking for guarantees. They're simply choosing to honor what they feel, to stop denying their truth, and to finally give their heart a voice. But they know this won't just be about saying the words. It will be about facing you, about allowing themselves to be truly seen, maybe for the very first time. Not just the version of them you once knew, but the version that has grown, that has hurt, that has awakened. And that takes more strength than they ever thought they had. But they're finding it. Slowly, beautifully, divinely guided, they're finding it. You might be wondering, what exactly will they say? Or how will I know it's real? The answer is this: you will feel it. When they speak, it won't sound shallow or like they rehearsed a script. It will carry the energy of everything they've lived through to get to that point. It will simply feel like truth. And when truth is spoken, the soul recognizes it instantly. They're not practicing for a performance. They're preparing for a confession, one that might come with tears, or take time, or start with hesitation and end with complete surrender. But it will come. And when it does, you won't just hear the voice of a person, but the echo of a soul, calling its way back home. So, why haven't they done it yet? Because they're still shedding those last layers of fear. They're still walking through the echoes of old stories, those voices that once convinced them they weren't good enough, or that their love didn't really matter. But they're almost through it. They're so close now. And with every passing day, love is winning. Love is guiding their hands, their steps, their prayers. Love is giving them the strength to stand in front of you and say, "This is me. This is what I felt. This is what I still feel." And it won't matter if they stumble over words or if their voice shakes. What will matter is that they chose to speak it all. That's what real courage looks like. Not being fearless, but deciding to act despite the fear. And they are right on the edge of that decision now. Every sign, every moment of reflection, every quiet conversation with the universe has brought them here, to the place where pride doesn't serve them anymore, and only love remains. And dear soul, you need to know this. Your readiness matters too, because when they speak, they will be looking into your eyes, searching not just for acceptance, but for truth, for a response that comes from your heart, not just your head. They will need to see that you are open, that you are truly listening, that your soul remembers them just as clearly as they remember you. So, if there's anything in your own heart that still feels unsettled or unsure, let this be your preparation time too. Clear the space inside. Release the doubt. Let go of the old wounds that whisper, "Never again." Because this isn't about repeating the past. This is about having the chance to rewrite the future. And they're ready to write it with you, if you're ready to hold the pen together. But before you receive their words, there's something else you need to see. Something they might not even realize they've been doing all along. And when you understand it, you'll know without a shadow of a doubt. They were always coming back to you. Stay with me. What's next will open your eyes and your heart in ways you never expected. Dear soul, now that you understand the courage it has taken for them to choose love over pride, you need to know something even bigger, something that's been happening behind the scenes this whole time. What they're feeling, what you're sensing, and even the timing of this very message you're hearing. None of it is random. None of it is just an accident. This isn't only about one heart opening up to another. This is about divine alignment. The heavens are moving. The universe is setting the stage. The angels are preparing the moment for you to connect. And everything you felt leading up to now has been part of that sacred preparation. There's a reason you are hearing these words now. There's a reason your soul feels stirred up, awake, curious, maybe even emotional. It's because your time is getting near. The moment when their truth finally reaches your ears, that moment has already been set in motion by the universe, by a divine plan. And no force on earth can stop what heaven has already started. They might not even be fully aware of how perfectly everything is lining up, but I see it. I was sent to tell you that the delay wasn't a no. It was part of a divine design. You see, there were things they had to learn before they could come to you honestly. There were wounds inside them that needed time to heal. There was clarity they needed to find, and an inner strength they had to develop. And the same is true for you. Every unanswered question you had, every lonely night, every moment you doubted if they still cared, it was all preparing your soul to recognize and truly receive what's coming. You're not the same person you were back when they first loved you silently, and neither are they. That's why this coming moment, isn't just a repeat of the past. It's a brand new beginning. It's a sacred meeting that the universe has been carefully arranging with perfect timing. Even now, as you listen to this, threads of destiny are weaving together, bringing your paths closer, softening your hearts, quieting your minds, and making space for the truth to land gently. Have you noticed it? Those sudden thoughts of them that seem to pop into your head from nowhere. The dreams that feel more like real memories than just imagination. The way your heart might beat a little faster at the mention of their name. Or how certain songs seem to perfectly echo feelings you haven't even said out loud. These aren't just leftover feelings from the past. These are signs. These are divine signals letting you know that your energy is already shifting towards them, and their energy is shifting towards you. They feel it too, even if they can't quite explain it. Something deep inside them knows that the time is now, that waiting any longer would feel like betraying their own soul, that if they want to live truthfully, they have to speak their truth and speak it to you. And so, the universe is responding to their readiness by opening the way, by bringing opportunities for reconnection, by helping the right words come to them, and by clearing away the noise around you so you can truly hear them when they arrive. You might look around and think the world is full of distractions and uncertainty. But underneath all that surface noise, there's a calm, quiet current pulling the two of you together. It's like a divine rhythm playing beneath the chaos. And if you listen closely, not just with your ears, but with your spirit, you'll hear it too. You'll feel it. What's coming isn't just a conversation. It's a reunion of energy. It's the moment when what has lived only in silence finally gets a voice. When what has only been felt in spirit gets spoken in words. When what has only been seen in dreams starts to take shape in reality. But there's something important you need to know, dear soul. Even when the moment arrives, even when their eyes meet yours and the truth is trembling on their lips, it will still feel fragile. Not because the love itself is weak, but because it's sacred. Because it's been held inside for so long. It needs to be handled with care and respect. You will need to listen with more than just your ears. You will need to listen with your full presence, with your compassion, with your open heart. And I know you're ready. I know that's why you're here, listening to this. Because something inside you has been waiting, hoping, preparing. Even if you didn't fully realize it until now. You felt the shift. You sensed the movement. And now, you're standing right on the edge of something truly holy. So, I ask you to do something. Don't just hear this message. Respond to it. In your spirit, in your intentions, in your quiet thoughts or prayers. Say to the universe, I am ready. Say it from a place of trust. Say it not because you need to control how it happens, but because you're open to receive it when it happens. Because this isn't about chasing them down or trying to force anything. It's about allowing the natural divine flow of love to do what it was always meant to do. Bring you back together in the right way, at the right time, with the right energy. And dear soul, that time is drawing very near. What you do with this message matters. How you prepare yourself matters. Because when they arrive, when they speak, when the energy finally unfolds right in front of you, you'll want to be fully present. You will want your heart to be soft, your mind clear, and your soul wide open. So, let go of the need to predict or analyze everything. Let go of the fear of what might go wrong. Let go of the old stories from the past that tell you it's too late. It's not too late. If it were too late, you wouldn't be hearing this right now. If it were too late, your heart wouldn't be stirring the way it is. They're coming. Their words are forming. The heavens are aligning. And this sacred moment of union has always been part of your path. But before it arrives, there is still one last thing I must give you. One last message, one final piece of preparation that will help you receive them in the way your soul truly longs to. Stay with me. What I'm about to reveal next is the reason why everything you've both been through had to happen in exactly the way it did. And once you understand it, you'll never see love or your journey the same way again. Dear soul, now that your heart is open and your spirit understands a divine plan unfolding around you, it's time to prepare yourself for what's coming. Not just emotionally, but spiritually too. Because what you're about to receive isn't just their words, it's the vibration of their love carried through those words. And that vibration is going to awaken something inside you that has been waiting patiently, quietly, maybe even for a lifetime. Their confession isn't just a message, it's a moment. It's like a sacred bridge between two different times, the past that might have hurt or confused you, and the future that has been calling you forward. When they finally speak, it might feel like time itself bends a little, like the heavens pause just to witness something that was always meant to be spoken. And in that holy silence between their words, you might hear everything that was never said out loud, but was always felt. But here is what you need to understand now, with your whole heart. This message, their confession, is a gift. And all gifts should be received with gratitude and intention. You might feel overwhelmed when it happens. You might feel stunned, or even unsure what to say back. That's okay. That's why I'm here, to help you prepare not only your heart, but your energy, your presence, and your trust. You see, their words probably won't be perfectly polished. They might come wrapped in hesitation or tears, but they will be pure. They will tell you things you might have suspected, but never fully knew for sure. They will open up parts of themselves they've never shown anyone before. And doing that, just that alone, is an act of incredible, divinely guided courage. So, when that moment comes, dear soul, the greatest thing you can offer is your listening. Not the kind of listening where you're just waiting for your turn to talk, but the kind of deep listening that truly receives. Let them speak without rushing them. Let their emotions be welcome in the space between you. Let your soul create a safe harbor for theirs. This is how healing begins. Not always in trying to solve or fix things, but simply in being willing to witness the truth when it finally comes to the surface. There's something powerful that happens when love is finally spoken out loud. The vibration of it can break old, stuck patterns. It could dissolve fear. It can clear the energy between two people. This isn't about trying to go back to the past. It's about creating new, sacred ground where both of you can begin again. Not as the people you used to be, but as the people you are now. They are not the same person who once hid their heart behind silence. And you are not the same soul who once waited without answers. The two of you have grown through your time apart. You've both been shaped and refined by the longing, the distance, the passage of time. And now, when they confess what they feel, they're not reaching backward into the past. They're reaching forward, toward a future that only becomes possible when two hearts finally meet in complete truth. So, prepare yourself with faith. Know that what is truly meant for you cannot pass you by. Know that this love, the one that has survived the silence, the distance, the fear, is a love that has been protected, guided, and kept safe by divine hands. And those same hands are now holding this next chapter open, waiting for you to step into it. This moment isn't the end of your story. It's the beginning of the part you were always meant to live. A part where love is no longer silent. A part where truth is no longer hidden. A part where everything that felt delayed now comes rushing in with clarity and grace. And yet, I need to tell you something more, something sacred. Even if the words don't come out exactly the way you expected, even if their voice shakes, even if their truth comes out slowly, in bits and pieces, remember this. Every single word carries the weight of their journey back to you. Every syllable is a small miracle. Every pause is a sacred space. And every truth they share is an invitation for your own soul to rise up and meet theirs. Don't look for perfection. Look for honesty. Look for the trembling voice of a heart that has waited so long to speak and now, finally, finds the courage. And when you see that, when you feel that, let your soul say yes. You don't need to have all the answers right away. You don't need to rush into making decisions. You simply need to be present. Present for the confession. Present for the truth. Present for the moment the divine has been preparing since the day your paths first crossed. They are ready now, truly ready. And not just to say they love you, but to show it, to prove it through their vulnerability, their openness, and their willingness to meet you in the light after walking in the shadows of silence for so long. And you are ready too. This entire message has been your preparation. The stirring you felt in your heart, the tears you might have shed, the memories that came back as I spoke, all of it was the universe gently waking you up, aligning you, opening you. So now, let yourself be fully open. Let go of the very last doubts. Let go of the fear that whispers, "What if it's not real?" Let go of the voice that says, "I don't deserve this." You do. You always have. And so do they. The angels are here. I am here. The divine is with you. And all of us are guiding this sacred encounter, this blessed reunion, into existence. So breathe, trust, receive. And when the moment comes, when their eyes meet yours and their truth finally finds a voice, meet them there. Meet them not as the person you once were, but as the soul you have become. Meet them with grace, with presence, with love. This is what your soul came here to experience. This is what all the waiting was for. And now it's no longer a question of if, but when. And I promise you this, when that moment arrives, you will know. You will feel the shift in the air, the quiet certainty in your chest, the sacredness filling the space between you. Dear soul, if this video felt meaningful to you, leaving a thanks below is a lovely way to show gratitude for this connection. It helps us keep sharing messages like this. It will be the moment everything changes. So say yes now. Say yes in your spirit. Say yes to love, yes to truth, yes to the confession that is already making its way to you. Because the next time you hear their voice, it won't be just a memory. It will be real, and it will be everything you hoped for, and maybe even more.